Welcome to the Wisdom Village podcast. In a fast-paced technological world, our complex problems can seem insurmountable. By sharing amazing stories of real people who have overcome challenges, transformed themselves, and found mastery, we hope their wisdom will encourage and inspire you in your own journey. With proper guidance, resources, and support, anything is possible. For more treasures of wisdom, go to wisdomvillage.co/free.
Welcome to the Wisdom Village podcast. My name's Mike, and with me today we have Mandy. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming. Mandy does muscle testing and energy healing, right?
Correct.
Well, let's talk about both of them, but which would you like to talk about first?
So I guess the bulk part of it would be the energy healing. The muscle testing is just the medium that we use to find the answers that we need.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Sure. Tool.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. I'm a tool-oriented guy. I'm a welder, and yeah. So what's the process like? Walk me through like a typical.
So what I like to tell people is, in my experience, I've done several different forms on a personal level of energy healing, and this form is the least spiritual that I've ever experienced until the person that I'm working with starts to process out those emotions and figures out how they've been affecting their life. And when I say that, what I mean is we are literally standing there. I've got a chart that I look at, and we're muscle testing to find yes, no answers to things that you may not necessarily know you're carrying around. Mm-hmm. The muscle testing side of things is positive and truthful statements, your muscles stay strong. False and negative statements, your muscles weaken just slightly, and it's not a huge difference. But that's where we're able to determine either, yes, this emotion is an issue, or no, this emotion is not an issue.
Mm-hmm. That's like pretty much connected by science nowadays too, of course, with how, the idea of like you hold it in your body. Mm-hmm. So it starts with some sort of trauma and turns into a limp.
One of the most interesting things that I've come across is it does start with trauma. Does not necessarily have to be your trauma.
Mm-hmm. Like ancestral?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So one of the people that I worked on came to find out a 17-year-old boy was carrying around all these emotions for 17 years that were mom's emotions that were trapped when she was about 8 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe in that, like the lineage of pain. It's like I had a session I was telling you about that made that connection. It was like, let's look at your mother's side, let's look at your father's side, and go back how many generations that seemed appropriate, what she felt was like how far back we needed to go. Mm-hmm. And using it as a starting point.
Absolutely. And we have no way of knowing. There's no way that
you mean even the subject, even the person?
Absolutely. Yeah. He had no idea why he would react from a place of, a big one that I come across is abandonment, because he had no reason to feel abandoned throughout his lifetime. Mm-hmm. So when he reacts from that standpoint, he would have no way of knowing why.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you release something when you don't even know where it's coming from? What I've come to believe is we have all decided to come here in this lifetime to learn whatever lessons we're supposed to learn. And we've laid it all out up until a point. And when we learn this lesson, it's time to move on to the next lesson. And you keep getting put into situations where you're going to come across the same triggers, you're going to come across the same barriers, the same obstacles. And until we either make a choice, or again, the universe will kind of make the choice for you, you're going to learn that lesson so that you can move on. We're all searching for something. We are all searching for some type of healing, which is how this fell into my lap. So
yeah, we consider that with why we do the Wisdom Village podcast and website, and invite healers like yourself to tell us, your story like that. But you seamlessly went into one of the big questions we like to ask is, how your path came about. Like, you did mention the divorce, but you were already doing this, right?
no.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No. So the interesting thing is the divorce is not what brought me here. What brought me here was definitely heartache. And this is not to take anything away from my marriage. Things were great, and then things were not. And then things were great, and then things were not. And what I realized was there was some kind of blockage that was keeping us from connecting in the way that we needed to connect. And so selfishly, I was looking for a way not only to heal myself, but in a sense to help him put down the baggages that he was carrying so that we can be us. And then I realized how much it would benefit my kids after the divorce, because I want them to have healthy relationships, and I don't know if they know what those look like. Because I don't know if most people know what it looks like these days. The majority of us come from broken homes. And like I said, we don't necessarily know what we're carrying around from our parents, much less our grandparents or any other ancestors. So I started doing research, and I looked into Reiki, I looked into pranic healing, I looked into, several different things. And I don't know what it was about the emotion code that when I saw it, it clicked. And like I said, to me, it is the least spiritual form of energy healing that I would have ever thought that I would be doing. But the changes that I've seen, not only in myself and in the people that I've worked with, this is one of those other things that I know I'm supposed to be doing. And I know a big part of his purpose, my heartache's purpose, was to bring me to this point and show me what I was supposed to be doing.
So do you have a way for people to get in touch with you? Website, email, phone number?
So my website is healingwithmandy.com. I think it's a beautiful website. I'm pretty impressed with myself because I did it all by myself.
Great.
I've got a couple specials going on right now. One that I think is amazing, especially I'm calling it my Valentine's Day special, is 5 sessions. And it's, I want to say $150, which is $30 a session. And normally a session is anywhere from $65 to $85. So.
All right. And to clarify, if this is watched or heard before Valentine's Day 2020, then that's a valid offer. Because if it's
I will turn
podcast form is anybody, anywhere, anytime. So just be aware of that. But
or anybody can call me or text me at any time.
Great.
Email is not my strong suit, so I don't put that form out there very much.
All right. Fair enough. Too much electronics in our life anyway.
I agree with you.
Well, thank you, Mandy. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Thanks for coming on the podcast. I enjoyed it
very much.
Good. Thank you.
You made this easy. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the Wisdom Village podcast. It is our mission to uncover the wisdom that hasn't been popular in the mainstream and to connect you to wisdom keepers, experts, and guides that can help you find the source of wisdom within you. Whether your goal is to find healing, self-realization, or total transformation, Wisdom Village is here to support you along the way. To discover what Wisdom Village is and how it'll help you in your day-to-day life, go to wisdomvillage.co/free.